Bridget Clark for the Miss Honey Bee Show. Today's guest, I have former longtime assistant of Joe Jackson of the famous Jackson family. So welcome to the show, Mr. Ali.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, Las Vegas
you.
Capital Entertainment.
Thank you. Yes, so how you doing today?
Oh, just fine, spectacular, seeing the sights here in Vegas, you know, got here just in time. You got the Stanley Cup going on, so what better time to be here to enjoy Vegas and make a little history also.
Okay, well, speaking of history, you have a lot of history. So you were the former longtime assistant for Joe Jackson?
Yes, so many would call you, close friends would call that nickname the Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so tell us about the Hawk.
Well, the Hawk, well, actually, before I moved in I came from Chicago, came out to LA, Greyhound, $8 in my pocket. No money, but $2 left to put my stuff in the storage. The Greyhound locker. So I'm going through Hollywood. Janet Jackson just happened to be doing the forum. So I got my travel case where I make bling hats. I started the bling movement. Nobody was wearing bling, no rappers, none of that, boxers, until I came to LA. Snoop will tell you, Ray
bling.
J,
Yes.
Shaquille O'Neal, they all can tell you I'm the founder of what's called a hip-hop bling fashion. So like stuff like this is what I have on.
So you invented it.
Yeah, I started it because when I came out here, only well-to-do white women and older white women would make little crafts for Christmas for their kids. But I knew when I go to the Hollywood, I need to make money because I didn't have no place to stay. I'm leaving the Robert Taylor Project. So I'm coming out there to LA not knowing nobody. But a homeless person told me go to the club Carlos and Charlie's. That's where Eddie Murphy and all the Black Hollywood, you know, Arsenio Hall had the hot show. Snoop Dogg just dropped The Chronic. And so I knew that stars would want their name. Who wouldn't want a hat with their name on it? So I would get the people's name, and then they would pay me the next day because they didn't know me. But if I had the hat and I see them at the club the next day, they'd pay me, and that's how I made a name for myself before I met the Jacksons. So they kind of was upset that I already knew all the big stars because they like to think that because you with them, you know all the stars. No, I already built my name before I met them and so many other stars. But from that, Janet Jackson, going back to her show, I'm out there selling hats. Bobby Brown gets some. There's Jodeci. Jodeci was dating Mary J. They buy some. Then here comes Janet, her tour bus. She got her van, but I noticed Michael Jackson's mother. I give her a note saying what I can do. Now this is why I like Joe. He's a people person. I met her first, but it didn't matter. Reviola. But Joe, I don't care how big Michael or anything going on they dropping, he'll come to the hood and chill like Muhammad Ali, sit down and chill with a bum, you know. So he was down there. Yeah, back before I introduced him to Black Hollywood, that's when he turned on me. So before then, that's in my book. You have to get the book From the Hood to the Wood, by Juan Ali. You know and see all about that. That's written. My play sister in Chicago, she got a copy of that and we got it in place, you know. But anyway, the Jacksons, people don't know. At that time, Michael, he was focused on Elizabeth Taylor and
I remember
his white friends. I gotta say that. So me being from the hood, when no money is coming in the family's house other than Michael paying the bill or Janet, I'm the guy to show them how to save because I'm from the Robert Taylors. So that's Joe. He would tell him, Juan, Like they would pay $3,000 for first class plane ticket, and I said, "Why are you paying that when you can pay $200 and take all that extra money, whoever giving it to you, to go somewhere and go shopping and buy gifts?"
Right.
So nobody listened to him but Joe. So Joe say, "Okay, y'all," he let Catherine and all of them fly. I speed past how I got to move in here, but this is important because I didn't know people in the projects are way more smarter than some of the big celebrities that's depressed and ready to kill themselves, and they got maybe have some millions, because we used to having nothing and getting by. But you see a lot of stars out there in Hollywood.
Right.
They just need good, honest people like ourselves, but they're getting caught into what people telling them instead of just very few of them got real good friends. But so I taught them all how to go downtown to the garments district. To this day, Captain Jackson buy all the kids Christmas gifts, save so much money by going downtown. Before, they used to go to the Beverly Center and other places, but she got so many grandkids, her, Reby, and all of them started using the plugs I'm trying to show Joe, because he's the only one that was listening. We were like father and son until I introduced him. You can introduce people to somebody. You ever introduce somebody that y'all was cool for years, but you introduced the wrong people, and they put all this evil stuff in their ears to turn them away.
Yes,
but he's smart. He this. He hustling this. He doing that. Why, you could be with us in the roads, but they all con men, and the Jackson loves to listen to con people rather than good, honest people. That's been their problem, why a lot of the lawsuits in their life popped up, because they don't waste your time trying to tell people like that. Ideas, that's why I created all this. I could do this, then nobody cared, because they're about trying to pitch movies, big ideas. When you talk, living with big people like that, whether it's Eddie Murphy, I've been with Don King, Mike Tyson, Roy Jones, Shaquille O'Neal. Don't waste your time telling ideas to them. They'd rather lose $50 million, $40 million, and say, man, if I only put $50,000 behind your idea, I wouldn't take a loss, and I would have been a multi-millionaire just on this new thing. But back to Joe Jackson. So he asked me to we at the concert. He seen my bling, and he said I can make this, and I was doing it outside by hand. He said, "Wow, you could do that right there. You can do a lot more if you was in a house somewhere." And he asked me to move in. I didn't know he was by himself all that time. None of the kids visited him or nothing.
Really?
Toya, when they did visit after a year, he could have been in there dead or whatever. They left him to himself. Bootsy and Lil Bootsy and Richard T, they can tell you, we were there for Joe Jackson. None of the kids.
So none of the kids visited at all?
Man, no. Latoya came there. That's her first time meeting me. Rather than her ask me my name and all this, she just waited to get a check. Said that Catherine had it for her, and then even left. And even when only Jackie, very rare, he would spend a little time and speak and leave, but not Marlon, Jermaine, none of. I was his son. And then when we sit there and watch TV, the news, or we watch, you like the fights? I was like, oh man, we can go to the fights for free. He said, I ain't got no money to go to that, and then I need a bodyguard, somebody to drive me. I said, you Joe Jackson. That's another thing. I should have wrote a book, how to remind black former celebrities that they still got a famous name, how to use it. Right. So he was like, how we gonna get in a fight? I said, you Joe Jackson. Who wouldn't want to sit next to, like you were saying, Michael Jackson daddy? Exactly. So that's the only time I would say, I said, Joe, if you want to get in a fight. He said, if I get dressed up and we go out here, I ain't listening to your ass no more. You just gonna stay in. I got tired of for 8 months we sitting in the house just watching see this the routine. We go to the Asian restaurant, eat the Chinese food, then we go sit there and eat with people who didn't give a damn about them. I'm like, man, Your son is Michael, doing big stuff. All the foreigners dragging your son all over the place, making money. Same thing I did with Jelly Bean, Kobe Bryant's daddy. His son wasn't doing. I did this with Jelly Bean Bryant. I got him a job too.
So you was all over.
Oh yeah, because there's a lot of washed up. So Snoop Dogg did that to his mother. That stuff he's saying about how much he loved her. We drug his mother around and showing her how to use her name, because she was trying to do stuff too. A lot of celebrity parents got ideas and stuff, but when the kids get married, oh, you're old news until there's a disaster. I need you to show up in court to make the family look good. That's the only thing that trial was about. And so everybody can look like unity. There was no unity.
So who was your favorite celebrity you would say that you hung out with?
Well, I got to say between Muhammad Ali, Don King, Joe Jackson. It was Joe Jackson, because Joe and Don King. But back to Joe Jackson. When
come on back.
So I get to, we go, it's a fight. Mike Tyson just get out of jail. So we going to go to that fight and we going to sit ringside. The biggest of them sound, I thought celebrities, because they famous, they should already think like that. He's been away from all that for years, because in Living Color did dirty. They said a lot of nasty stuff about him, jokes, comedy routines, and he would watch that, and he would listen to Janet go on TV and give interviews and give the guy that started Good Times. What's the old man that started Good Times?
Well,
the old Jewish guy. So he would give them all the credit. He said, you hear this fucking B? I drugged that B all over Hollywood and nobody gave, I fought for, which the same people. I met John McClane. He's in charge of the state with the Jackson. But Joe got him his job. Now he's the most powerful guy running the Jackson estate, him and John Breaker. But I met those guys. And the guys that distribute Oprah show, the King brothers, all because Joe knew a lot of powerful people, but they would all use them to meet Michael, and then when they meet Michael, they don't answer the phone from him. And I told them, you got to fill your phone up like William Morris, so you don't have to chase these stars. You're the father of the Jacksons. If you started all this, I'm the one started all the Jacksons going to the BET Awards. None of them was going to the BET Awards. None of them, they go to all the, like Dick Clark, all the stuff that people don't give a damn about them. I say, go to the BET Awards. Why? I say, you know how many black millionaires there that just want to know and meet you? And once he saw it, and when we got fights ringside, people were lining up and say, oh man, you trying to get in a fight? We got $1,000 seat tickets because people just want to say they was with him. So I showed him that. I showed Snoop's mom, Jelly Bean. I got him a job. Kobe wasn't giving him shoes. None of that. And I do this because I like meeting legends, because coming out of the project, I see these people on TV, their history. But when a star knows that you work for free and you do it for nothing, they take advantage of it. So I got a list of so many stars, from Steve Harvey to Eddie Griffin to so many NBA players I turned on to plugs. They got deals and they don't give back or even care. They think you're supposed to do it. So that's why I came up with the clothing brand, because I say, well, if I was making stuff for these big celebrities, but they never told me how talented I was, because people don't want to let you know how talented you was, because then you wake up now you want to be around up in their lane. Oh, you can't be famous. If I'm walking that club, I need all eyes on you. Joe Jackson had a thing. He didn't like when I walk in place with him, people say my name first before him. He's like, oh, he ain't nobody. He just make this bling stuff. So he would always dumb it. I said, wow, why you feel me a threat? Jermaine got a little thing about that too.
Now, when you mentioned Eddie Griffin,
yes.
So actually, Eddie Griffin's uncle was my photographer when I did my fashion show.
Okay.
Yes. So he was very nice and everything, but I see that.
That's different when you're a pretty woman. When you're an honest guy that just want to support whatever they trying to do it, they don't care. Remember that, young kids. Put yourself first. Do what the woman here doing at this studio. She putting her brand out because these celebrities, they're not going to treat you equal like them. They're more, they takers, not supporters or givers or pushing or promoting you, because it's all about what you can do for them. I got 20 plus years of that, 25.
That's right, you've been around. So I would have to say faith without works is dead, most definitely, yes. So I see the design that you have, it's beautiful.
Oh yeah,
so
but
go ahead
this was
and show
all
that
motivation.
off.
Every celebrity that used me, rather than get mad, I just took it out on a product. If I make a product from the skincare, whatever, I don't wake up to make just a product. I wake up to make the best products, because that's how these celebrities, whether it's Denzel or whatever, they work to be great at their craft. So while we got breath in our body, I used to watch the Jacksons go to so many meetings and never come back with a deal. I'm like, why are you going to tap into their fans? You already got a fan base. The rappers are the smartest ones today. They know how to tap into their fans. There's a lot of movie stars. When you look at Taraji P. Henson, doing movies for 30 years, but she still ain't got $10 million, but a rapper get out of jail in 2 years and he's worth $50 million. They think smarter. So I learned the people that I study are the rap artists, was this Birdman, was this Diddy, or was this people that get to accomplishments, not common. I'm talking about straight. I never read books, so I got to study people. If you're smart and intelligent, I'm a great listener. So when I hear people like James Brown, I watch the James Brown movie, or I watch Don King's story. I watch people that didn't have much education, Sammy Davis. For me to learn, I got to watch people that got to high levels, like Joe Jackson. He wasn't that intelligent. Ask Catherine how much money he messed up doing deals with con artists and slicksters. But I learned to win in life, you got to study people that, if you got a doctorate degree in this and that, you study the people like that.
Exactly.
But I got to study the Birdmans, the James Browns, because James Brown had a private jet, only him and Elvis Presley in the 70s, and he was worth, in 1970 with a 6th grade education, he was worth like, in today's money, over $50 million.
Right. Well, knowledge is power. So
for other people that would work, but me coming out of projects, when Joe Jackson tell me, look, I drove his car for 5 years with no license, never got pulled over, because I'm a great listener, and then I have to be his bodyguard, and I got to know how to, if he get to this light, he don't tell me 2 blocks up ahead. He'll tell me right there, turn here. That's why I know I can go in a room. I did this with Floyd Mayweather's daddy. Floyd Mayweather's father. Floyd gets through fighting. You got thousands of fans trying to talk to him. I'm a little guy, but I can make the whole crowd follow us so he can get to his car in less than 15 minutes from leaving out the fight. It's an art to that. You make the crowd move with you. That's what I learned. It's how, when you're around these celebrities, the reason I know so many of them, and they'll answer my phone, because my phone like William Morris, because you have to be of value to these people.
Right.
So I got a lot of favors I can pick up now because I created fashion and this and that, but a lot of the stuff I put in years before, I never collect on those favors, because I understand with celebrities, you have to be super great at something before they take time to listen to you, or you just wasted a great meeting, and it could be like 15 minutes. They have to see you putting work in.
Exactly.
Now they're watching me on the internet, what I'm doing in the skin. Shaq told me 2 weeks ago, Anthony Anderson. He said, man, nigga, you making skincare? This is Anthony Anderson. And Anthony Anderson got shows he's doing in Hollywood. Because all I did what the stars doing.
Exactly.
Put in the 20,000 hours or more to be great at that. If you're drawing pictures, I've been drawing pictures since I was 5 years old.
But look at you and look where you at. So you have created this. And
by
I believe
myself.
that. Yes.
So I'm an
and
example.
So you're a celebrity
no team.
now. So
no team. So I don't use what I don't have in the staff or team. And this, I figure how to do. When a Mexican come from Mexico and hop the fence, they don't care not what they don't got. They honored to be here. Catch them in 5 years and see what they're doing. So I think like people like that.
oh, they definitely.
Asian, when they come
Yes,
here, they don't
are
complain.
multitasking.
You got this beautiful weather and all you complain you ain't got a place to stay. Man, they messed up when I get to wake up and sit at the table and come up with an idea. That's what the kids in Chicago don't understand. You know, I lived in the Robert Taylors, the Cabrini Green, the Ida B. Wells, the worst projects, but never complained, never got high, did drugs, held a gun,
Good
and
for
had to go through all
Yes.
that stuff. The Latin Kings, the Counts, I go through their neighborhood riding a 10 speed
Right.
for 100 and something
It's
blocks.
hard out here. So
Never got jumped in Chicago or robbed because I knew how to be liked first, and even with gangbangs, just show respect. And if you can't be an asset, or people could read. I don't care how crazy a neighborhood, people could read. I lived in Dade County, Florida, where all the
Right.
Haitians. Nobody messed me down. Played basketball in South Central because people can see when you really about that pureness.
well,
When you
we
about
can
the
see that you are
pureness.
pretty rounded. So you have done it all. You've seen a lot,
Go ahead.
and you've definitely worked with a lot of people.
No, I worked, or like my dad used to say, he was the trumpet player. He said, Eli, I just found out I got it. Look, that's why I'm going to tell young people, you got to keep living. I just found out after 40 plus years, I got 400 and some family members. My dad was the trumpet player for
Okay.
Ray Charles. If you saw the Ray movie, the one that was loading the
did.
needle, that was my
Yes.
dad, Clanky. But I only got to meet him the last years of his life. He played for B.B. King, Coltrane, Count Basie. I should have been consultant for the Ray movie. But now I got my uncle E.J., my aunt Lois, and we're going to have one of the biggest family reunions next year,
That
thanks
should be
to
a beautiful
Harriet
thing.
and my sister Marima and Marcel Newman. He's the new co-host on my podcast, on
Okay.
TV1.
Good.
Yeah.
So let's talk about all of your products that you have here, and let everyone know exactly how they can get them, and let them know what your platforms are.
Oh yeah, well, like you hear of Almay by Jessica Alba. She's supposed to be a billionaire from just putting her name on products. A lot of these celebrities, even Kim K and them, they got the skin collection.
Okay.
They don't make it. I actually make all my products. They're all organic, chemical free. And whether it's the foot scrub, whether it's the stuff.
So
the body
hypoallergenic
bath.
and everything.
Oh yeah,
So
and the finest
they won't-
essential oils from around the world I
Okay.
use.
So
And
they're all
whether it's even
natural.
perfume. Smell this. This is called the Wand White Wasp. That's a sample. And I even got you that eye and facial anti-aging hyaluronic cream. That's one
Yes.
for travel size for
Okay.
you. But how did you like that scent? This is just
Very
one
nice.
of 9 scents.
yes,
Yeah, but
it
then
seems
we
like
got
it has that.
that hair and scalp, beard oil, that's Deborah.
Okay.
And then we have the,
Hydraulic acid here.
yeah, I'm going to leave this for the gentleman. This is the beard. This is my top selling one called Pine Pink, Wand Pine Pink. Wand Skincare is a fast skincare
Okay.
collection. And that's the large size eye. It's 2-in-1 for the eyes. Even Pharrell got skincare. These cats are making $50 million.
So it looks like you have cream for
skincare.
all of the body. So
Oh,
every
yeah.
part
and
of the
hair
body
and
you
edge
can
gel.
add it.
That's what the women love. That's the hair and edge waving for curl.
Okay. So is that for edge?
Yeah.
Is that
edges
edge
and
control
that.
rather?
Yep.
Okay.
Look at that.
So
And it ain't
you
like
know.
that stuff they've been having for years.
Okay. And you got your picture on there?
Oh, yes.
Very nice.
Yes,
Yes.
anything that
Okay.
Jessica Alba or Jessica Simpson, they don't create it. You can see me on YouTube actually making this in the lab. And
Okay.
there's no chemicals, all from the grape seed and the hemp oils, and this just natural, organic,
So how can
chemical-free.
they get this?
Just
What are your
right there,
platforms?
DonJuanAli.com.
All right.
And they can call me at 70. This number is so famous. The people the Jackson fans used to call this number when I was with Joe for years. It's 702-444-5159. That's a long number. When the people used to see me with Joe, they used to think I was Marlon. And he was like, no, that ain't Marlon. So
y'all sort of look like because y'all was together for so long.
We shaved our thing alike. We wore the same earring with the hoop. I didn't put it on because sometime when I had it, it bring back bad memories. They're like, Joe Jackson, before he died, he tried to give me a lot of shoes, suits, everything. I'm like, most of the people that I introduced him to, he took them to Africa and this, but I guess he was trying to come clean. Once they die, they always try to do something, but I didn't want that. I'd rather continue to get it out the mud. I never borrowed no money none of the years I was there. I brought things to the table. I brought bags of money I put Don King and them together, got everybody paid over $500,000 to Jermaine and them, and I didn't get a dime.
Okay,
They think they're supposed to do
I
that.
believe that people, when you help them, you should always show homage. You know, you should just
black
give back some kind of
don't do
way,
that.
whether it's a helpful hand or thank you.
They don't do that, and young people don't fall for it when you walking with your Drakes or your Kanye Wests or whatever. They're gonna use you, so you better have a parachute plan because they think you're supposed to do that. Don't fall for it.
Okay.
Don't fall for it.
Well, thank you for coming today.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
And the
So
Honey
one
Bee
question.
Show. Yes.
Yes, thank you. So I would like to ask you now, did you get a chance to really just meet with Michael and spend time with him, get to know
but
him?
Michael didn't care for us. He cared for the foreigners. The Jacksons never cared for black. That's what I got to see. The world would do. Black people around the world wouldn't know that.
So was he a nice person?
I was fortunate to get to see what they really like. They were like Barack Obama. He did nothing for us. Barack Insane Obama. He did nothing for us. He did stuff for everyone else. So that's why I'm telling black young people in Chicago, Memphis, Atlanta, New York, you have to find a few people that are positive and don't argue, work together, and that's how you're going to lift yourself up. Because they know not one basketball player, whatever, LeBron, they too busy helping other people. We got to help. Take it from me. I got a high school education and never borrowed no money since I left the projects.
Well,
Nobody
you look
can
great,
say
Mr.
that.
Ali. So thank you for coming today. You have definitely shared a lot of information. I love your product line and your design especially.
Wait till you see the Juan Ali WA monogram.
Okay,
I know she say that's on the camera. It shows up green.
Okay, let's see it.
Louis Vuitton, eat your heart out. That's the symbol. The Chicago. We put Chicago on the map with that. The WA monogram. You like that LV or that GG for Gucci?
It's definitely
or that
a lot of people.
For Fendi, support Juan Ali because I'm giving black. Not back, black.
All right, well, thank you. So is there anything else you would like to add?
I'm just honored to be alive so we can make history like Elon Musk and all the other people. That just always do your best. Don't complain what you don't got. Just take what you got
Be
and
thankful
do
for
the
what
best
you do
with it.
have. Yes. So every day is a blessing. So thank you again for coming
And
today.
look out for that book, Juan from the Hood to the Wood, the Jackson stories.
All right.
That Juan Ali, from the Hood to the Wood, living with the Jacksons.
Well, we'll be looking for it.
JuanAli.com is the best website, WANALI, 6 letters.com.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, God bless. I'm Juan Ali. Welcome to our city.
That's right. All right, well, thank you again for coming today.
All right.
And thank you everyone for watching. God bless. I'd like to thank my guests. Also, I wanted to thank you all for watching. So don't forget to tune in starting next Tuesday for the Miss Honeybee Show. And if you would like to be a guest on my show, please call the number on the screen. Thank you for watching. God bless.